Now, fifth election in 3.5 years, former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party is expected to win the most votes again. Polls predict he would be able to pull together a coalition of 60, just one short of the 61 seats needed. Our correspondent Jody Cohen takes a look at what a Bibi return could mean for Israel's foreign relations.
The last election was significant as it marked a break from the 12 years of government headed by Benjamin Netanyahu. The government that followed was the most diverse in the country's history. Relations warmed further with America and Europe. Israel managed to strengthen ties with countries that signed the Abraham Accords, with Egypt, Jordan and Turkey, as well as the I2U2 involving India. While Saudi Arabia didn't join the accords, it did come to some political and flight agreements with Israel. And of course, Lebanon and Israel are expected to sign the historic gas deals this coming Thursday, acknowledging each other's maritime border for the first time. I spoke with Shai Bazak, former spokesperson for Netanyahu when he was first Prime Minister, to hear his thoughts on what a Bibi comeback could mean for Israel's relations with other countries.
So in perspective of the Israeli government policy, I don't think it's going to be a big change. But the international environment probably will be less forgiving to a coalition of Netanyahu with the ultra-Orthodox parties and the extreme right-wing party. It's going to be a challenge. In regards to the Abraham Accord, I don't see a big difference between Netanyahu and Lapid. Both governments really want to expand the Abraham Accord relationship. All the talks about it from both parties is, of course, political answers because of the election upcoming.
I also asked about Netanyahu's recent comments that he would consider sending military aid to Ukraine and if he thinks that would actually happen.
We have a sensitive situation on our northern border, which Russia is actually controlling with her relationship with Syria and Iran. So now both parties, Lapid and Netanyahu, both candidates, talk about might be military aid to Ukraine after the election because of the big constituency of Russian speaking from Russia and Ukraine.
Netanyahu was the sitting prime minister when Putin first invaded Crimea in 2014, and he's campaigned in past elections on his closeness to Putin. He was also the prime minister when Israel signed the Abraham Accords 2 years ago, and his supporters believe that not only would the gas deal with Lebanon have been better had Netanyahu been in power, but that Saudi Arabia would also have taken more steps towards joining the Accords. And Netanyahu has suggested that his strategy of expanding the Accords will eventually lead to peace with the Palestinians too. However, his detractors point to strained relations with other countries, particularly the US, when Netanyahu was last in power. What is certain is that Israel requires a serious focus on national security strategy and on regional interests as the country goes to another election. This is Jody Cohen for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.